Hey, what's up everyone, I'm Andrew, and in this video I have smashed Lenovo G50 70. But except broken display, this laptop has a few more problems. The battery is dead, and the laptop won't always start with a battery. The cooling fan is damaged, two blades are missing and the cooling fan is loud. The CD-ROM is missing as well, and there are barely few screws on the whole laptop. Fortunately, I have some stuff in my stash for these models, and I move on testing this machine. First, I put a working display. At first, everything looks fine, but then the screen started to flicker. I thought maybe the flex cable is the problem, but later I found that the problem has come from the pins on the cable, but on the motherboard. I mean, just one pin was out of place, so nothing serious. I used a thin tweezers and I backed the pin into the place. After I checked the laptop, I moved to disassembly. In general, this laptop is a pure disaster. The case may look fine, but it's dirty, stinky and sticky. On the other side, the good thing is, the motherboard and most of the components are still alive, and the case is not broken. Usually these models have a weak plastic around the hinges. This laptop has some okay specs. The CPU is a 4th generation Intel i7 5410U. The graphic card is NVIDIA GT 840M and RAM is 8GB in total. And this model came out in 2014, which now is 10 years ago. After I took out the heatsink, it was obvious that the thermal paste had changed before, but there was too much thermal paste, and it looked like this laptop was constantly under a high load and high temperatures. Now, I moved to cleaning, and first I started by cleaning the electronics. First I started by cleaning the motherboard. I started by cleaning the thermal paste from the CPU and the GPU, and to clean the thermal paste I used plastic spudger stick, isopropyl alcohol, cotton buds and brushes. After I remove all the paste from the CPU and the GPU, I place my cleaning serving plate and a napkin, and I wash the whole motherboard using isopropyl alcohol. Actually, I washed the motherboard 2 times. The first time I removed most of the dirt and the smoke that is stick from the cigars or cigarettes, and then again I rewashed the whole motherboard for the final shine. After washing the motherboard to speed up the drying process, I used a hair dryer and very soft brush. Also, while cleaning and drying, I take a detailed look at the motherboard. I'm looking for, is the motherboard repaired before, what is repaired in case of repair, or is there anything that needs to be cleaned again? Maybe I will miss something and anything similar. And this is the motherboard after cleaning. The motherboard is in a better condition, not sticky and stinky anymore. And fortunately there are no additional problems or some damage here, so the motherboard is in a great condition. Now I took the heatsink, here again using plastic spudger stick, isopropyl alcohol and cotton buds, I cleaned the old and dry thermal paste. After I cleaned the thermal paste, again I took my cleaning serving plate, but now I used degrass and glass cleaner, but mixed with isopropyl alcohol. The both are very powerful to clean some very dirty and oily parts, but this is for cleaning metal or some plastics only. Actually, these boats are used to clean motors on cars or some other very dirty and oily parts. After spray these ingredients and after a couple of minutes, I wash the heatsink using warm and clean water. And again, to speed up the process, I use hair dryer to dry the water. To the other side, the heatsink was a little bit bent, but using tweezers carefully, I straightened up the copper airflow. Now, I return the both cooling pods from the GPU. And again, using isopropyl alcohol, carefully clean the pads from dust and dirt. The pods are not damaged and still can be used. And finally, the heatsink is clean and it's like a new one. Before I move to the other stuff, I apply a fresh thermal paste to the CPU and GPU. And I return the heatsink back to the motherboard. I go with one very thin and smooth layer of thermal paste. And then one drop to the top. I always put one small drop from the thermal paste, because to avoid air bubbles or air pockets that may appear later. And the motherboard is complete. But now I move to clean all other electronics. I mean, like the speakers, the RAM, and all other things. To clean the electronics, I use standard stuff like isopropyl alcohol, cotton buds, brushes, and soft napkins. Cleaning the keyboard is a little bit different thing. Here, I start from the back side. I clean the stains and the dirt using isopropyl alcohol and soft napkins. Later, I move to the front side. Here, I used vacuum cleaner, soft cleaning clothes, brushes, and isopropyl alcohol. Also, cleaning the keyboard needs to be done very carefully to not damage or tear some keys. And the final part on the list is the display. These type of slim displays are a little bit sensitive, especially from all four sides around and from the back side. The back white layer is easy to damage, and if that happens, the display will work, but it will have shadows on the front. To clean the front side, I used a mixture of anti-static glass cleaner and isopropyl alcohol. Using brush, carefully, I apply the mixture over the whole display, and then using the soft napkins, I clean and I polish the display. This is a used display. It has one small scratch, but is not very noticeable, and the display is fully working, so in this case, it will do a great job here. And the last part about cleaning is the case. The case that has no electronics, I wash it using degrass and isopropyl alcohol. So all the dirt, dust and oils will be removed from all plastics. But later, I wash all the things using warm water and dish soap. And the case that is with electronics, I clean it using brushes, soft napkins and isopropyl alcohol. I meant to the palm rest with a trackpad. So I cannot wash this whole part using water. After wash the case, I start with removing all the stickers from the top side. And to remove the leftover glue from the stickers, I used a nitro thinner. And as final, to make the surface smooth, I used 600 grit water sandpaper. Before I move to painting, I re-clean the case a couple of times, and I cover the Lenovo letters using paper tape. Now I took black matte spray, and with this spray I paint the top case and the bezel. And finally, everything is clean and shiny and ready to assemble. Well, while assembling, I have to replace the cooling fan. This is used cooling fan, but I cleaned it previously. Actually, I have Lenovo G50 30 and G50 70, and the both are very similar. I mean, everything is the same except the specs, so some parts are compatible without any problem. And from my stash, I took some additional stuff like the CD-ROM and battery. The CD-ROM is in okay condition and still working. And the battery is still okay. This battery will keep about 10 to 15 minutes power, but it's much better than the previous non-working battery. After I finished with assembling, I moved to installing Windows and doing additional testing. So in this video, from a smoky, broken, nasty laptop, we made something that is clean, nice and functional. And this is the final result. And a few words about this Lenovo laptop. In general, the laptop is working just fine, and this machine is still good for most basic daily tasks. I mean, like surfing the web, watching movies and videos, listening to music, working some light stuff, and more. I mean, it's not bad for some 10 years old machine. I also run GTA 5 on this machine, and here I use normal to high settings, and the game is working just fine. Actually, with games, I wanna see if the graphic card is still good or not. And I have done this because the GPU looks kind of suspicious to me. I played the game for about half an hour and something. Even I ran a benchmark a few times in a row, and fortunately, this machine is working with no problems at all. I mean, the GPU is fine, the temperature is fine, and everything else. So, no matter how many times something will look hopeless, with some work, all can be fixed. Well, and this is all about this Lenovo 5070. And I'm very glad because this machine is in function again. Also, I hope this video will give some ideas and inspiration to back some stuff in function again and give a new life to something. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Nothing can break me.